Okay, I'm not sure if you can find this, but let me see this. Hold on a second. Waiting for Mr. Tackman's. Let me see if it's here. No, it's here. Let me see. We're having trouble streaming. Hold on a second. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, your channel here, here, here. Okay, this is not good. Let me go here, here. Manage videos. Live. Let's take away this one. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. This, the other thing. Delete forever. I understand. Delete forever. This video over here. End stream. End stream. Okay, next video. Look for me. Okay, we're over here. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. That's good. All right. All right, we're going to check this out. And then we're going to copy this and go over to here. So I'm trying to get into the non-interrupted. I cannot have this work while this is stressed. What does it mean to cry? What is frustration? It's probably another word I should put out there. Frustrated for the last 100 years of my life. So let me see. I think I'm on myself over here on YouTube. So no one's found it yet. Let me see. There's one here. Let me put it out. Let me see if I can just find the share button. Okay, copy here. Go over here. Go over here. Go over here. Okay. So I did that live. Okay, not here. Let me see here. I don't even know what this. Welcome to the Word of Morse. Yes, so welcome to the Word of Morse. So how do I have two pages open? Right, this one I couldn't get in. So this is welcome to the Word of Morse. One watching 2 minutes ago. I think that's only me. I'm still going to wait unless you're present right now. I'm present right now, but my head is starting to close on me. Not fair. The water is hot in the kitchen. The water is hot in the kitchen. I'm going to go to the water in the kitchen. So you know what I was thinking about, since nobody's here right now? So I'm just going to write some stuff down. If you want to watch what I'm writing down, let me see. Let me see. There's no one here, so we're going to start with doing some occupational work. Where in the world is my stand? Where's my stand? Even when I'm right here where I should be, can't even find where my stand is. Where is my stand? Oh, where's my stand? Oh, oi, oi, oi. My stand. So I'm going to be just preparing to see if anybody shows up on these videos. Right, Saturday night, right. So it's Saturday night. I completely forgot it was Saturday night, right? So I'm going to be putting this down over here. I don't know if it should be higher. It should be sort of like up here. So now usually I say it's too high, right? Hold on a second. Wow. Usually I say it's too high, it's too low. So let me see if I can get it to sit up here. Hold on a second. I'm looking for something to like hold it down, right? Maybe I can hold it down like that. Is that possible? I'm gonna hold it down like that. So where's my big block? I'm gonna hold it with the big block. What's gonna happen here if I hold it with the big block? Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just writing for myself right now because no one's here. So I'm gonna try and catch up with. I think I should catch up with this, right? I don't know. I don't know. Can't catch up with anything. Trying to catch up maybe with this. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm going to do that. 1 second. This looks good. See if I can put that up here, right? Maybe it'll fall down. I don't know. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to just write out a little bit about what I did today, what I thought today. And as soon as there are others that come along, perhaps we'll talk about the big red sun. So let me take a look here. No, I don't want this. Do I want this? I don't care about that, that. Okay. Let me turn that on. Okay. Okay, so we're back on over here since there's not very many people. So I'm just going to pick up where I left off today. Here's some of the writings I did today. Okay, there's a relativity to all of this. I wrote with a red pen, which was very rare. Number 2, a friend of mine did Wordle. When they went back to see what they did, everything disappeared but the first line, and it let them do it again. So that's like, this is the way I look at, right? You have the 2 trains that come together and they hook up together, the 2 trains. The way one train comes in, the other train comes in, and they lock together. And just one of the trains goes up, right? So it's like the trains either passed each other or they started going down another track. So it's almost like saying, here's one part of the zodiac, right? And then here's another part of the zodiac, right? See this part, but the last part of the zodiac, right, is doing this. This is going this way, and these 2 are going that way. One of them is retrograding. So when we retrograde, we're going to have one of those anomalies, and it's going to look like, what do you call that? There's something going on right now. I can't believe I saw the black cat, or and you see it again, or nursery rhymes where things have changed. I don't remember what you call that. But, you know, you remember Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, but he no longer had a great fall. Humpty Dumpty fell, you know, or Humpty Dumpty, oh my God, he was on the wall. How did he get up onto the wall? I don't know. So anyways, we're going to get back, and I want to write down this because I don't want to lose it. I've got two sides. If you want to watch why I'm doing it, here's Win a Bigger Red Sun, number 27 and 3553 to what is 2772. The reason for these two numbers, not only these, but 15, 51, and 23, 32. These are all going to link in one way or another. Okay, and here's one of the ways they link. This is 15 and 8 equals to 23. This is 14 and 9 equals to 23, right? 23, 23, 23. This is now going to equal to 6 and 5 equals to 11. This one over here is going to be 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, okay, equals 6 and 5 equals to 11. They all become 11. In pi, it's 3.14159265, 3.141592, and then 6 and 5. That's how they all turn into each other. Pi is a rotation, but it doesn't matter what you do, because if you ever went down to an auger, if you know what an auger is, like a corkscrew, the corkscrew never moves, but all that you put into the corkscrew advances. The blower blows, or it falls down and out of the truck. So that part of the advancement of that flow has, okay, and it could be a little bit less and a little bit more, understanding area, space, and the occupation of the basic area space. So if you see this, you might see that, but maybe you're seeing actually this, but they all came together. Maybe you're also, what you're missing, you see this one over here, which is actually and then this dot will fit here as well. It will fit here. I like to call this Mars. I like to call this is what I call Earth, but I'm going to call it Mercury for now. 2 R's inside Mercury. Your birth in the E world, from the 3 worlds of matter and energy coming together in association in these 2 letters, me. The 13th letter and the 5th letter. The 13, orange. The 5, orange. Now all of a sudden, the children of the class come out and say, teacher, teacher, what about let's make some orange? Who's got the red? Who's got the yellow? Well, I've got the yellow. You've got the red, and we're going to create the orange. I didn't ask Tommy if he had any gas or if he was feeling a little blue. So what kind of blue? Energy, oxygen. That when it's added to the, is it the red blood or is it the blue blood that turns it red? And then all of a sudden, we're talking about possibly purple rain. The numeric value for purple is 88. And there's a story. What is 88? What does it do? Why does it rhyme with weight and gait? Why does it rhyme with faith and bait? Why does it rhyme when bait comes over to act and the bait, I mean, pending, if you're looking and you're fishing, you're going to have your bait, right? And it's not going to be spelled like this. It's going to be spelled like that. And you're going to have it for the school. The school of what? Well, it could be the school of fish. And why they got the hook in them. Call it jack. You know, the jack hook. Jack hook got a spirit. Or maybe a surprise from a pirate that went out fishing, right? Which you said pirate. But why didn't you just say pirate? Why don't we say it this way? Why are we saying it with 8? How do we know we didn't have eat and it wasn't the tea, right? That was a bag. like when the tea is in the bag and you pour the water in it, it seeps through and you only get from in the bag, you don't get the matter, you just get the result, right? So when I say the word esprit, that's French for spirit. When I say school of fish and jack and hook, because you catch the fish with a hook, the J letter is called that J hook. They call it J for Jack for Jesus in the school of fish that show up on April Fools, the 1st of April, the 4th month, the 4th M of the first day. These two letters come together. Roman numerals brings these together. M equals to this. It's the 4th month M, but it's not only M, it's M, D, and V. All show up in April. It's communication. Each one of these will be 4, 4, 4 is the 13th letter, the 4th letter, the 22nd letter. I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm coming back. I'm going to explain it to you. I think I'm going a little fast. The heat makes the blue flame. So I want to know, does it make the blue flame all the time? What comes first? Because at the end, all we have is the ash. And is it everything we learned, that ash? Let me, I have to just pick up 2 things here. Okay, I'm going to get a glass of water. I'm going to come back. The oxygen, and there's another one. There's 2 tanks. There's a green tank, I think. Is that the oxygen, the green tank? Okay, I'm coming back. Something's missing here. Hold on a second. You know, when I don't see anybody, I just give me a second. Okay, so let's see where we are. The yes, I never understood how to say that name. The ace to line. You know what? We have to make that bigger. I'm going to get back to this in a second. I just want to write this down. See, right away it starts off with ACE. So I know, right? I know, you see, this fits in here and fits in here. Inside of here, it sends me out 2 more bubbles, right? This is what first you start off with the A. Then what you get is the A between either B this way or B this way. They would call this, one of them, the grave position. And I think they call this aigu. This over here tells me they're bringing 2 worlds together. Here I'm at the 7th gate, okay? They've split the world over here. See the way the G comes in over here in the 3rd one, part of creation? And in Hebrew, you'll use Gimel in the 3rd position. And I'm not sure what it is in Greek. I'd have to look it up. Where's my phone? Okay, just give me a second. What is the 3rd letter in Greek? It's gamma. So you can see in the older creation, right? They had gamma as the 3rd letter. I don't think, I mean, when you want to talk about counting, I like to go 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, right? I think we should be going this way. And there was another number today that I was going backwards with, and I don't remember which number, but I was going backwards. Yes, I think it was 12 or 13. I was doing one of them. So I went 12, 11, 10. Then I went 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Right? Or I went 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One shows up over here. We start with 4 over here. Let me speak to you for a minute. I want to take this off of here. Sometimes I feel I have to 20 years I've been here. The only reason I'm speaking about this now is I like the energy from the outside force that I know you're with me, because so many are not. They joke about it. They make fun of it. I keep it silent amongst those who care not. But there comes a time where I get an idea and I write it down. And everybody around me is still walking, still talking, and I'm not there. Not that I don't care, but I'm not there. So you can say, yes, you don't care. No, I don't care enough over what I have just found. If you saw a suitcase with 10 pounds of gold in it and nobody around, you're going to pick it up no matter what anybody is saying. If you're only there with one other person and they're talking, you're bending down to pick up the gold. Let's look at it another way. Somebody's talking to you and you're paying full attention and they know you sort of shift off. Hey, you're not listening to me. Well, wait a second. The water was overflowing. The gas was leaking out of your car. I had to pull it off the pump. Oh, that's okay. So now you're going to decide for me in my brain when it's okay for me to stop listening to you. When is it that I should start listening to you? Why should I pay attention to you? And why should you be mad if I'm not interested in the story? I've heard many people say to me over the last 20 years, I don't want to hear it, or they make fun of it, or they don't know how to handle it. They might make sense to them, but they don't have the patience. We all may have our patience in our own domain. Imagine you're sitting in a laboratory looking at all the enzymes going by, and it's the same ones going by all the time, and all you're hoping for is one that doesn't look right, so you can chase it down. But the truth is, you want them always to look the same. All these pieces and parts that go into these machines, the bolts and the nuts, once they're used, they don't look the same, but they were once in their prime. Look at my skin. Oh my God, I was born with hair. Maybe I wasn't born with enough. Maybe my skin is too, look at that. My skin is too nice. I'm like a fleshy robotic. Well, why would you say that? What makes me fleshy? I breathe in the air, my heart beats. Well, how does my heart beat? How does my heart beat? Well, it beats. Well, it gets the blood, it gets this. Well, why does the blood make it do it? Why do I need the oxygen? Well, you won't be able to breathe. Well, what am I breathing? Can't I just suck in anything? Well, water will clog the hole, so you may as well breathe. So every time I do this, what do you call it? Oh, you're making it windy. It's getting colder. So what am I making it when I make the fan go? F-A-N, 6, 1, and 14, 21. I want everybody right now to find your soul. And one of the pieces and parts in your soul, okay, is your IP. Now, A, B, C, D, BIP, E, F. We're going to use flip. G, H, we have hip. I, J, K, L, we have lip. Now we have sync. M, MIP. N, we have pin. O, there's a combination of that. We're not going to use it, okay? O, P, Q, R, S, we have sin, but we don't have the P inside of it. I'm mixing up the word L, M, N, O. Let me see. A, B, C, H, L, M, N, O, N. We have our NIP. We have our NIP code, our PIN code, right? N, O, P, Q, R. We have RIP. S, we have SIP. So I'm a little bit off. I'm a little bit going everywhere, but that's okay. Because it's not okay, but it is okay. Because if somebody's taking all these notes, if anything I am saying makes any sense at all, then put these pieces and parts in order. Bring me back into that order and say, hey, you were talking about this. Tell me more of it. Or you were talking about that. Tell me more of that. And I'll go zip, and I'll say, okay, I will. So right now, I give the information as it comes in. I share it with you, and you would say, woo, he's a little kooky. What information? Well, this is a pen. I spell it P-E-N. Well, I don't see any pigs around. Don't see any pigs around, right? So you're not in a pig pen. And then, you know, you could be at the casino and somebody says, hey, look at those pigs. And then you show them this. I say, well, how about those 6-footers, eh? 6'6". Do you know that in basketball, this is what you get in the game? The basketball star number is this. So we have to understand certain things about life, about this number over here. Why? 6 times 6, 36, 360 degrees. 6 plus 6, 12. Creation of 6 and 6. 1 in the center. 616, 1 in the center. The central area that surrounds this over here is the trains. This is the area where the trains are. They're in the 25 zone. 25 is a quarter. 52 is earth. 25 is for the word jack. J is for a letter. It's for a hook. It becomes on the fish, and it shows up on 10-4. Communication. 10-4. Communication. We also get that communication with 1 and 6. The communication, hold on a second. 6 and 4. I just meant it this way. 13, the bar mitzvah. AC, the beginning of that 10-4 communication. Into life, 22. I'm spreading the story thin. I have said so many different little things and so much information in such short a time, I don't know if anybody can keep up. And I see what I'm saying, and I see what's going on. I'm very sorry. I wish I could just sit down here right now and just write this out and then explain it. And I don't want to use up too much of your time, you know, but I still believe that what we're doing in this game, if we took this game and brought it into real life and showed everybody, what would they say about the game? Like, let's put out this new game and say, hey, look what I got. Let's see what they say. And then you pick up a card and you call it a Pokemon card. All these cards, these Pokemon cards, and you're reading and matching and fighting. We need a game just like that with these dice, telling the story that is a story, because in those Pokemon cards, and I've never read them, I don't know what they say. I know there's Charizard and a whole bunch of others, but if it came from human or if it came from an NPC, they might be reenacting their base of their creation, which will be the same basic enactment of art creation, because although this would be a fleshy, this would be a robotic, this would be more of a missing one piece or part. I don't want to get into that part right now. So let's just go back to what I was talking about, your connection, your personal connection with your soul. And your soul is a name you get when you're born. They give you a number, your birth certificate. I don't know if we can take those numbers on the birth certificate and see exactly what they're saying about you. Or is that a random number that if you lose it, you can get a new number? Which number do you run for the rest of your life? We can use those numbers. Another one is your birth date and about the time you were born, to know your cycle and rotation. So when you say the word name, sorry, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to use that IP. So you have an IP address. What's happening over here? You have an IP address. You rest in peace. This letter over here always bugged me for what we can do with it. It just really boggles my mind. I'm going to show you in a minute. So you have your IP address. You can now take a dip and everybody's hip, 8 and 4. So this is 16 and I9 and 16, 25. This is 29. That would be your birth. And this is 33, rotation in the sun, birth rotation in the sun, and your birth is connected to Pluto. Maybe P is for Pluto, and I is for the capital of who you are. Born in between the heavens, standing up above and below, being within the gods in one realm or another. It is only the I that stands between two words, or anywhere. The I is always capitalized. Wherever, the I alone is always a capital letter. There is no other capital letter other than in a noun. So we start to separate things. And now that we say the word noun, we want to learn a little bit more about the letter M and N. They're next to each other in the alphabet. They create a straight line between them. They create a straight line between them because of what gematria is telling me. Now, I can go from the alphabet, I can go to gematria. You see, in the alphabet, it's 14, 15. The only thing that I can see difference between the 14 and the 15 is one is 1 and 4, 5. The other is 1 and 5, 6. The thing about 1 and 5, 6 is they're opposites on the dice. That means they can't be in the same domain as a 1 and a 5, because you can see the 1 and a 5 are not opposites, and it can be caught on the same side as the 1, but the 6 cannot ever be caught on the same side as the 1. The 6 cannot be caught in the heavens, but creation could be found over here. Do you see these 3 dots? This area over here? That's 3 empty spaces. 1 splits those 2 empty spaces. 1 splits in the house of Bait. This is what creates your H and your I inside of here. There's 2 ways to make 6 and 6. There's the 6 this way with the 5 up and the 2 down. And there's the 6 this way with the 3 up and the 4 down. Or the 4 up and the 3 down. Or the 2 up and the 5 down. Just note that when you look at number 2, you're not just talking about number 2, but let's not go over there. Let me just catch up and show you, because just give me 2 numbers and I'm going to just talk for the whole evening. I need some more water. I'm going to be back in a second. Let me go slow with this. I want to come back. That the letter R, I want to go over this letter R, okay? So how do you want to draw the letter R? Should we do it like this? But then that would be a D. Or, well, that's just the top. But is the bottom, what does the bottom look like? Does the bottom look like that? Well, that looks like an upside down V. It could be a 7, or it could be 7D. 7D is 28 and 11, equaling to 39 and 17. If we put it together, we have the R. But at the same time, sometimes some people say, I'm going to draw it this way, right? Like Bugs Bunny. So when you draw it that way, it looks like an O, right? And it looks like a VO or 7O, or how about 70? We draw two of them back to back. Looks like a TV set. Somebody's looking on in, 9 and 9 coming together. We can do all of these. There's a couple of kinds of way to draw this R. It's just giving you formation, right? There's this one here. And if we had to draw, hold on a second. You can also draw it with a head this size, right? I shouldn't even be getting into this right now, because this one here, right? That would be your base face right over here, right? You see that? I say 2, I don't see 7. I know reverse of the 2 is a 5. I don't see 4. Equals to 9, equals to 9, equals to 7, equals to 11. This equals to 12, and this equals to 6. This equals to 3, 2, 7, 6, 4, 9. Did I do all of them? 3, 2, 3, 4. Look at all these numbers I got right out of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers right from that little equation. Did I just say 2? Right? All I'm missing, what am I missing? 1, 2, 3. I'm missing 1 and 8. 1 and 8, 1 and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh yeah, I'm missing 1 and 8. And the 1 and the 8 is right over here. And I forgot that the reverse of the 6, right, is the 1, and the voided area is the 8. So what number did we talk about? Number 2. You want to go over this again? Here's number 2. I have to look for my instructions. There they are, my instructions. 2 dots, take away 2 dots, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 left over. I flip the dice cube over. I see 5 dots. I see 5 dots. I see 4 left over. They each equal to 9. Now I just drag every single one over. Here's my 6, right? We can stop right over here, right? But I drag this over. This one becomes 12. 1 and 2 is 3. The reverse of 3 is 4. And the void of 4 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go to the 4. It's 5. So this is where I get all my information, how all the numbers come together in their base. If you wanted to start to do the R again, right? You want to continue with the R. So we have the R going this way. We have the R going that way. We have a frontward and backward R right over here. Frontward and backward R. Did I get that? Where is that? Hold on a second. Oh boy, I'm all over the place. Eh? Just because I want to make this little drawing, I want to see what's happening, right? Go down 3, over 3, go down 3, over 3, go down 3, and over 3. So I didn't do it the same way here. I only went one way, and you can see what it's starting to create. I'm not sure what it's going to look like yet. And now if we went backwards, right, this is what it would look like. So this is what R looks like. You notice that this looks like it's a separation. Let me see if I can do this. It's a separation between here and here. See, this corner is holding on to this and this. And the same thing's going to happen all the way around the way the corner from this all the corners are going to hang on to everything, and life is only going to be taking place over here on the cross. All these corners are going to be locked up. So you're going to be playing 5 of 4. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that. I want to jump off of that. I want to go on to, I believe that numbers, in one of my scenarios, if you take a look at the telephone, right, there is no letter on number 1. There's no letters on the phone on number 1. So I'm thinking that we might be starting out over here with our numbers. 13, 12, 11. You know, there's on the dial phone, right? On the dial phone, but everything got moved over, so we don't see the 13. And we end up with the 1. So if we really want to count the whole thing, we're only going to count this area over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just want to see something. 7, 7 and 2, 9. 5 and 4, 9. 6 and 3, 9. Or we're going to go 8 and 7, 15. 10 and 5, 15. 9 and 6, 15. So on one side, we have all 9s. On the other side, we have all 15s. And this is what happens when you start off this way and you continue through this. More or less counting down instead of counting up. Instead of going clockwise, you're going retrograde. This is why I brought it up before. So what was the number to this? Fan 14, 15. Fan is 21, just like the cube. So we spoke about the soul. Now the soul in French is this letter. Now I tried to think, what can this mean? I already know what it means to me, and I don't want to prove 9/11. What was the handy instructions? Magic math, 22 life, 1 and 1. Ticky-tacky. Oh, I haven't heard something like that, right? Rip, sip, grip, right? So we have to learn what it is, what that I is, you know? The R and the I. I'm just going to, and every time I do this, let me do it this way. For me, looks like a 13. Sometimes somebody will say it's a B, but it looks like the 13 to me. And then you want to draw 1 and 2. Here's the 1 and 2. You don't do this. You ever do this for the 2? You're drawing a 2 to somebody like on their back. How are you going to draw it? Like, what is that? Because this little squiggly that you do, right, is that Cancer sign. That Cancer sign you put on the number 2, that sign, I have to think about it because it fits all the signs, all the words. Doesn't matter what word it is. It's just a shape. I mean, did you hear the song, Look at the Shape I'm In? My head is like a football. And they drank, and they drinking this alcohol. And they tell you what they drank in the song. Could have been a whiskey, might have been a gin, could have been a 2 or 4 6-pack. I don't know. But look at the shape I'm in. So they're describing what they drank to get into the shape they're in. So for me, all the songs are just the good Lord, you know, sharing with itself, in which becomes who we are, the hue light, because God can only smile, or the Creator can only smile more if we smile. Can only be sad if we're sad. Can't smile without you. Can't smile without you. Na, 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 na. You know, all these is the love for the children of creation. It's hard. I'm not sure, and I'm quite sure there's others who can get really deep with this. But if you were going to create a game and you just couldn't do enough, and you needed to be happy, you're just going to be happy yourself. But all of you that you created, hey, look, I created all of you. Are you all happy? Tell me if you are. Tell me if you're not. Because if you're not, maybe the game, the body we got, something has to change. What is going on with these bodies? Well, the other one of you, you know what they did? They charged me to get into the park, and the other one of you was, how's that? How did they start going on your own? Well, you brought in those other guys from the other world, and they started, manipulating their minds, on how to think, and everything was so perfect, and they scratched everything out. They scratched the 8 ball. Oh my God, that's crazy. You ever scratch an 8 ball? My God, you scratched the heavens, the record scratched. I got cat scratch fever. It's a glyph of the lion. It's your signature of the monkey. You scratched the 8 ball. You scratched the divided seventh gate by the 8 heaven. If you play the game of pool, you have separated the 7 and the 7. 1 ball between 6 and 6. 1 ball between 7 and 7. That equals to 15. A circle over 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 a circle. Or is that 15? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 equals to 15. When you add up 1 to 15, it equals to 120. 120 or 12. Alpha beta creation. Base creation, 21. 21 for me is the first number. That is our base creation. Pays 1.5 times to bet when you play blackjack, where ace is 11, and any one of the picture cards, including the 10, and the 10 is 55. Why is it 55? There's 5 markers up and 5 markers down, and there's a gateway, there's a passageway in that 10. And the only way to get into that 10 is to put the 9 card down. So what 9 plays inside 10, 19, bringing AI together from the two worlds, 9-11. We're 18, 27, 45, 36 for 9. We're 29, 38, 56, 74 for 11. For there's 29, 38, 47, 56, 44. To where there's 18, 27, 36, and 45, 36, 36, and 44. Hanukkah time, the burning of the candles of the 8 days of the heavens that has been scratched by number 29. Not only is 29, 29, 29, 29. Why did I bring 29? Yes, black is number 29. Yellow, bring on the soul, is number 92. February has the 29th day. And something magical that I haven't mentioned in a long time, that April 1st is the 92nd day. That September, tomorrow, September 29th, is the 273rd day. It is the 3rd suit. It is 39 cards of 3 suits. Every suit, 1 through 13 cards, equals to 91. And there are 3 suits, equals to 273. It will also equal to 93 when multiplied and added to a single digit, reflecting what is Saturn. Reverse, it'll be 39, which will be reflected as the letters C and I. And when it said CI, it equals to what is 12L. It'll say CL equaling to the sky. It'll be the gateway in the sky. It's the silent gate. Why? The letter L, okay, the letter L, okay, has the E before the L. So when you take E before L or L after E, there's a minus sign, okay? It's less than, making what is 12 minus 5 equals to 7G. 7G is a 167, meaning the 1 is here, and there's 6 on this side, 6 on this side, and it's a passageway because the L is now silent. 5G, E and G, General Electric, moon, electric, moon, male and female by the virtue of those who run their calendar off the moon, the Hebrews, the women's bat mitzvah and the male's bar mitzvah. When you go to the B playing cards, B playing cards, show me the B playing cards. So don't forget, they have B playing cards. This is the way I grew up. They had B, they had BCG, they had bicycle cards, and they called it standard. Now I came up with something else. Standard and manual have to come together. And when you have the manual, you're also going to have the clutch. And that's going to separate the plates. So if you're separating the plates, remember, in this little piece that I'm doing, in the learning of the alphabet, into playing the games of what stories I can get from the alphabet, from dots and dashes and words. I forget what I was going to say now. I lost my trend of thought. So it doesn't matter, okay? But you can see, hold on a second. Well, they hid this one second. Oh, this is kooky, eh? Well, no, this is, okay, here, I'm going to show you this one here. Let me see if I can get it to you properly. It says number 92 club special, B playing cards. And then it says standard. Okay. And you can see the squiggly lines that go around number 92. They're showing two moons. And when you look on each side, the design of the squiggly lines is a 5 on one side and a 5 on the other. It also looks like 2 and 5 as they squiggle around. 2 and 5, one going in, one going out. Remember number 92. So now let's go back, if you want, and talk about the B, number 12. In a leap year, does anybody know what happens in a leap year? We break a string in a leap year. Because in a leap year, you will have, check this out. You'll have March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Is that, what number was that? We're going to have to do that again. Hold on. We have March, okay, over to February, and that's 12 and 11. We have 20, if I get this right, okay, we have 23 months. We have 23 months where there are 29 days in every single month. There will be 29 days in every single month for 23 months. in which I'm not going to go through the figures right now. There's going to be about 13, I think there's going to be 13 or 14 months of 31 days, and there's going to be 8 months of 30 days. And we're not going to hit the month of 28 days because we're going to stop, because that's where the cycle breaks. From the leap year, right? When that leap year comes in, that's a continuation from the year before, March, all the way to that leap year. That is your 12 full months, ending February 29th. Then you go up to the next February. So that's 11 months, right? That's 11 months. You go up to January, and you don't touch February. So that's 23 months. And in those 23 months, you're going to get, let me see, I'm going to get 14, 8, and 1. Okay, 14, 8, and 1. Let me see. So you're going to have 14 months, okay, of 31 days. You're going to have 8 months of 30 days. But in every single of those months, you're going to have 23 months of 29 days. I think I got it right. I think I did it right. I think maybe I'm missing one, because we're not going to count the last February. So this is what the numbers are going to be. Not that it's really going to mean or change anybody's life right now. Just want to see one other thing. So yes, we're going to get back to the number 92. But before I get back there, I just want to say again, soul, soul, soul. What is the soul? For me, it was yellow. For me, it was dog. That is the soul. Is the soul where? Where does the soul reside? So that's a few things. I just want to go back. It's not in my head right now. The suits and the cards. You wanted to go back to suits and the cards. What did we do with the suits and the cards? Yeah, okay, so the B playing cards has in the ace of spades, okay, it has a beehive. When you add the leap year, okay, it equals to number 12. You have 12 complete months in that year of 29 days. And in those months, you're going to have 7 of them. Okay, let me do this. You'll have 12 months by 29 days, and then you'll have 7 months of 2 more days, and then you'll have 4 months of 1 more day. That's the way it'll look. 3, 2, 9, 7, 2, 1, 4. I need a little bit more water. The word game has the word AME in it. It starts off with a G, and then the second letter, okay, is an A. That A, the second letter, I always like to look at the second letter as being the bait letter, the house, the letter of the house. But if it's a 4-letter word, I could look at it different. I can go the first and the last letter are going to be the central letter. They're going to mean 1. And then the next 2 in the center, or maybe it's the 2 in the center that are 1. It depends if it's 4 letters or 5 letters, right? And so what are we going to call this? And that has to be discussed. I really never went over that. I know it's pretty important. So for now, I'm using a base. My bases start at the beginning, use the first letter, then the second letter, and then the third letter, and then the fourth letter, and then go backwards, and then go from the center. But in a word like the word game, there is no center. The heart is the connecting of A and M together, the AM. So if I have a 5-letter word that has AME in it, right, I can easily connect the AME together as being the heart. So the soul would be the heart. But in the word game, okay, it's 4 letters. So let me basically show you what I mean. And I don't like to use I don't want to use plurals, right? But I'm going to do this. In here, the center of this is right over here. This is first to both this one and this one, right? but this is first, third, and last. The core is this. This is your core. These two, okay, is what spins around the core inside of here. See, where you once had the spirit 1 is now playing from the center position, the 5th position. If we had more of the, I'm just going to mark G, 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 let's say P, G, 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 okay? So what it is you get this, right? And then these two come together, and then these two come together. This is the area of space. So if this was a bell, if this part over here, okay, when this bell is moving and clinging, right, this center bar here will be picking up the vibration from every single side around it. This center over here, although you hear it bang each side, it's also reverberating off of this over here. And all around the area that moves, I like to call the area of your soul, the M. So when you put game into it, I like to connect this male, and I like to say moon. I also like to say pole. If 5 was located in this, it would be the ring, the 4 areas. The pole is 2 areas, perhaps just say 1 and 1 because 1 is up, 1 is down. Okay, and here there's a double pole that goes together. I call it the ring over here. I already know when the 6 is up. I can tell you what's around the side. We're just going to do this. All around the side of this, okay, is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 because the 1's on the bottom. I mean, I can do it here. And everything in here is going to be 1, 2, 5, 6 because the 3's on the bottom. And here, the 5 is on the bottom. So I already know by seeing this one number what's going on. I know exactly what's here. I know it's 3, 4, 1, 6. So if I tilt my camera, if I tilt my camera, I get 3, 1, 4, 6. No magic here. There's no magic going on over here. So we now know that black is number 29. We know that yellow is 92. We know that we can scratch the 8 ball, and the 8 ball separates both 7 and 7, the stripe and the solid. Now, is the stripe the spirit? Seriously speaking, if you really look at it, is the stripe the spirit? And the solid is the soul, solid soul. It's a solid. There's nothing there. It's a complete solid, but nothing's there. Can I say that? There's nothing there. That means anything can go there, but it's solid. It's an empty, complete empty space. So it's a hole. There's nothing chopping it up. But if you have a stripe on it, what can that mean if you have a stripe? Well, if you have stripes, usually you're under judgment, possibly behind bars, because when I look at you, I mean, hey, you've got stripes because you're on the other side of the fence. The 8 ball, whoever gets the 8 ball wins the heavens. Is there, so what's going on in the game? Also to note, they call it pool, right? So you can go into a swimming pool. You can join a pool party. You can have when everybody pools their money together, right? And don't forget, you can pull away from it all. P-U-L-L versus P-O-O-L. O-O in moon, O-O in pool. Where are the other O-O's school? And are the fish on their way to school? What's happening with those fish? We spoke about it earlier, right? So let me go back to number 92. So what happens February? So now we complete 23 months in a row where we're going to get that 29th day. It's the IT system. I call it the IT system because the way I fabricate the word is 5 times 4, which is D and E, and then 5 plus 4, okay, which is 9, okay, which is going to be the word DEI, like Opus Dei, DE and I. If I use the ID, okay, how can I say it? The ID is, we have 3 plateaus as I showed before, right? I use 3 plateaus. The plateaus go like this: 1, 5, and 9, A, E, and I. Either you play between 1 and 5, 2, 3, and 4, or you play between 5 and 9, 6, 7, and 8. This is where we're playing over here. We're playing up over here. We're in this area here, 13. Here's that 7th gate over here. 5 and 2, 3 and 6, 1 and 4. We're up in this world. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 6 and 8. In the game of craps, when they take out these dice cube, okay, and they put the dice cube in front of you like that, and if they say 53, you say 42. If you say, let's say, if you say, 51, you say 26. If you say 33, they say 44. They say 44, you say 33. Born in the divided house, the word reindeer, the quarter, the antlers on the Canadian dollar. In Canada, I work with 3. In America, I work with 4. I'm going to look at football. I look at a football as being an eye between 2 angled circles. 2 circles over each other, given a dimension, shows angle. It is an eye where the cross goes. The cross where it looks like a fish. When it looks like a fish, reminds me of what has been pasteurized through my mind is the Jesus fish. It happens on April 1st. 4-1 for me, 4-1 or 4-10 or 4-19 or 4-28 is all the connection to the cycle of communication coming out as in the month of April as the CB codes, the citizen band codes. So being it from earlier, that when February 29 comes about, this day, April 1st, which was the day of communication, and now it becomes 4-2 and it becomes a gateway. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 to the upper echelon. 8 and 6 is 14 going around the ring. When that happens, September 29th becomes the 273rd day, or 3 by 91. 91 is the word spirit. When you add 1 through 13 equals to 91. When you add 1 and 3 together, I just want to see if I can change my, just give me a second. So I was just trying to look for the background and I can't find it. It's a little annoying that my whole background, right, is white and I can't see, I've not seen the reflections properly. I'm not sure how to change that color. So I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to hold up the book and see if I can show you this again. So we were also talking about how I got to number 92 or 29. Just note, it's 3 times 24. Is it 3 times 31? 3 times 31 is 93 minus 1. 3 times 30 plus 2. So we can see that we need both 1 and 2, both alpha and beta, connected to this to actually connect together. So we're going to use those 2 numbers over there. I don't know exactly how it works, but that's how I do it to make it perfect. There's also other numbers. What times what will equal to this? 6 times 15 equals to 90 plus 2. So all these combinations are just going to tell me other stories and other connections. So 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 creates the letters I and the letters T that come together. So we have I and T comes together. We get the 20th letter coming out, which is T. The reverse of that shows me G. G is 7, okay? It's a reminder of the male gate. It's between 6, 7, and 6, right? Or 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6, 7, 57, 75. It's a passageway. Passageway down the center, right over here. It's the divided sun. Number 54, the numeric value for the sun is 54. Also, love is 54. Love is a perfect word because each one, okay, balances on each other. L and O and V and E balance on each other. So since they balance on each other, okay, what's going to happen between L and O? Every letter, right? Every letter that fits between L and O. And then on the other one, every letter between V and E. So it's going to be V to E and then E to V. And it's going to be L to O and then O to L. This is the way this word is going to set up. This is where Eve comes in. Eve, for me, is the vehicle. Eve is the vehicle. It is the life into the E world. It's the body that supports the electronics to make us boom. You ever see, look, inside of that is the word deity, right? Inside the word is that deity. So what this is telling me, okay, is that when you have the leap year, it's telling us about the birth. It's telling you that the spirit, right? The spirit, I'm going to repeat it again, why? This word is spirit. When you count 1 through 9, it's A and I. This is said as number 19. Number 19, I don't know if I should show it to you this way. Number 19 is said as 10 and 9. When you look at the deck of cards, Victoria's Secret. Look at that. They're even showing you, look at that, right? I don't know if that's a male or a female. I don't know. But you see the number 5 they're putting up there? And you see the number 3 they're putting up there, 5 and 3? Why are they doing that? From where? These are like the 3 major card companies that are out there, you know, for years. So here's the number 9, right? And well, look, 9 and 10. So you can see that? It fits right in the center over here, right there, over here. It's the only one you can add on the 10 to make it to go to 11. Everything else overlaps each other. I can take these 2 parts here and put them over here so I'd have 11, 11. Putting the missing parts on these 2 cards. Let me see if I can get the same suit so you can see that I don't cheat and I say, oh, well, maybe it could be. I don't want to do that. It's not me. So you take these 2 cards and I'll hold them side by side. Let me see if I can do this. Is it not perfect or what? And you can look inside, right? You can look inside, right, over here. See the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? There's 6 of them. This one goes in here. The 7 goes right over here. So you have 7, right? Did I do that right? Let me see it again. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So you'll have 7 and 4 inside the 10 when you add the 9. When you put 7 and 4 together, that's representing Jesus, the beast, walk, time, the bull. You're also going to represent Q, the angels. You're going to represent also 11 because when it happens in the 7th inning stretch. In the seventh inning, there's 21 and 18 outs. U and R come together, number 39 also representing Angels. The 18 and the 21, 3 times 6, 3 times 7, 7 and 6 come together. That is our Earth-Mars creation. So you can see what's happening in the deck of cards. My stories are here. If I don't explain it to you or you don't understand, perhaps I didn't say it properly, hoping that I didn't make anything up along the way, because I do add in past stories that I don't remember how I got them right now, so I'd have to go over, do a little soul searching, get into the get into my name, because you are your name. You are your name. You are your history. You are whatever you have presented to the other souls in this planet. That reflects on your name. It reflects on your soul. Your soul is who you are, with the spirit inside the soul. So again, we're back to the pool balls, right? And it's 717. Remember that. It's 717 in the game of pool, equaling to 8 or 8. And it's also, we can look at that. Let me just see one thing here. There's still so many things I haven't gone over yet. I mean, I never know where they are. It's just mind-boggling. Have you ever seen 4 cubes? These are going to turn out to be 4 cubes if you separate them all. 4 hexagons inside an octagon. 4 hexagons in an octagon. Is that possible? Let me show you something else then. I'm saying octagon for 8, right? Here you have 8 points. Okay, if you want, I can draw it out this way and this way. Then you can go, look, 2, right? And, well, if it was longer, maybe I'd go back in. So hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to do it the easy way to start with, right? Here's your 8, right? So we're going to do it this way. I'm just going to do it the first way. And then here's one of them, right? Here's a 6, a hexagon. And then here is another hexagon. They're not the same. This line is going this way. This line is going that way. And here we have another 6. Although they're not evenly divided, right? This is going to be 90, this is going to be 90, and this is going to be 45, 45, right? And this one's going to be 45, 45. I just use basic math. I don't come here. I don't need a measure. I just know I have a circle. I know it's 360. This is to equal 360. I divided it in half. This was 90. Divide 90 in half. Put it over here, 2 45s. Anybody want to play a game of soccer? Let's play the game of soccer. Because if you divide this up on all these levels, we'll be able to play our game of soccer. So we have this one. We have this one. The next one we have that one. Did I do that one already? And I think we have that one. Did we do them all? We did all 4. So from 1, we have 4 other ones. So 4 hexagons gets into an octagon. So 1 8 will create 6 6 6 6 will create 24. 1 8 creates 24. So are you telling me that my 24-hour day, how is that made up? Is it telling me about night and day, 16 and 8 equaling to 24, and 1 is a result? Because this is a result, right? So we'll have 4 times 4 equals 16. 4 plus 4 equals to 8. Is that possible? Is that why it's telling me there's a gate there? P and H come together, by the way, and they will result in a lowercase in Pythagorean counting, right? 16th letter, 1 and 6 equals to 7. Remember, that's your control. You're taking your 1 and 6, putting it in control. you're taking your 3 and 4, putting it in control. The earth heart is over here, so it's not in this position. It takes twice this position, creating a house of 8, to come here, and 3 times this position to come over here. This plus this equals this. 1 and 2 equals 3. 1 and 5 equals 6. 1 and 8 equals 9. 4 and 2 equals 6. 4 and 5 equals 9. 4 and 8 equals 12. 1 and 2 equals 3. 7 and 2 equals 9. 7 and 5 equals 12. 1 and 2 equals to 3. 7 and 8 equals 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. So you can see how 7 and 8 is 15. These two will go over here. 7 and 5 is 12. These two, it'll go over here. 7 and 2 is 9. It'll go over here. So this is how it's. Okay, where was I? I'm going to jump around a little bit. I just have to catch my mind a little bit. There's just too many things I've mentioned. Maybe I should finish with the 92. I want to get back to this 92. So what happens, what this is telling me, okay? Now, I don't know if the spirit is something that's real. If something, it means something like there's a connection within us that shouldn't be connected there, right? Because it's altering our motion. Or is there something in the moon that's giving us all the information, but the way it's coming into us, we're not receiving it? Like there's an error code. Let me look this up for a second. See, the M and the N. The M will hit the moon. The N hits the sun. It's a crossover. The crossover for the N, if you design the N, it shows you the halfway. If you do the M, it shows you two sides. The sun is a split sun. So N and N, when two N's or two M's come together, they're telling you a story. Two N's, okay, are 28. Two M's are 26. So they're talking about the doghouse. 28 is talking about something to do with controlling of the skies. We only need 6 by 28 for 168. We need 7 by 24. 24 divides, that makes a division, creates a 6 and an 8. Where does this come from? There's 168 hours in a week. That is what is going to be there's a lot of corridors out there. We have to understand how they work. This is monopoly, right? This is monopoly. When I showed you this here, this passageway here, right? This is where the trains are. Is this where the turtle is? I don't know, but this is where the trains are, right? To note, butterfly is 86, fly is 43, Earth and Mars into the E world. I was just doing 5 and 3 equals to 8, right? The reverse of 5 and the face of each cube. The face of each cube, there's 3, 6 are missing, right? Here's 4, 5 are missing. So when you have this on the table, right, you're going to have this in the void. When you have this in the table, right, when you have 6 and 4, all right, this is the 6 dot and the 4 dot, 6 dot and 4 dot 10. You're going to have the 1 and the 3 dot. So when you look at this over here, what's happening? according to law, right? According to the law of God. Well, do you know gates of the omega divide? Do you know the V letter G7O6 V4? Well, 764 says God. It also says Gov. But by the law of the Gov, when you have a train, you own both sides of the track. The track is on both sides. Here's a railroad crossing. Is it two elevators or escalators, one going down this way, one escalator going up, one escalator going down? If you put that both on the top of my head, if you're French, they call it the accent du, accent grave. It's going to be, it could be this or this. Hold on a second. One going up, one going down. Sit it right here on my head somehow. One going up, one going down. They have that with the 2, they have that with the 3, but we don't need the, do we need the 3 in the game, or we don't need the 3 in the game because we have it in the 5, right? The 2 is in every dice. We only need 5 and 6, 11. So it owns both sides of the track. So it owns 2, 4, 6 areas, the train, but it doesn't only own the 6 areas here. But you see this area here, the turnstile? The reason we have all these turnstiles going now in all our cities, if you notice, in the last 10 years, they've been building these turnstiles when they're more dangerous than anything else, right? More dangerous than anything else, poorly done all the time. You think it's good, it slows down the traffic. Well, this is the turnstile for the trains, and what it shows me is this area over here, 6 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high, right? We're going to go 5, okay? So I'm going to own 5 by 3, 15, 5 by 3, 15, 5 by 3, 15, 5 by 3, 15, 60. Then we're going to own 8 for 68, the divided gate, and the 1 in the center, 69 for the trains. Let's do that again because we have to be right on with our numbers. Here it is. Let's see if we can get this right. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if that's 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this is 15. And if that's 15, then this is 15. That's your 60. And then here again, soixante tool. When you go to the next row, it's 63. But you can't get to the next row because you're implicating everybody else. So if you did have your 63, that is your base creation. 3 and 6. A and B equals to 3 plus 3 equals to 6. We have to mirror in each house. So what happens is we have all these corners. So what's going to happen? We're going to each end up with just 1. Everyone is just going to get 1. 1. Let me take this over here. 1. 1. Looking like candles are a sweet 16. We have 15 and 1, 15 and 1, 15 and 1, 15 and 1. 64. Zion, Israel, operator. And 64 goes with 64 goes with 13. 64 goes with 13. It's communication. And then you have these 5 over here that link everything together. So I take this cube, I take this 5, and I put it right on top, and I connect everything. And now we're in the 20 house of Venus. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on and we're going to count, see if we can count what our count is. Okay, I don't like to use these markers. I want to use, and I used all the wrong colors. I don't have a red. How come? But am I in the red? You know, I throw everything around because I don't like to think when I'm going. I like to throw my stuff around. It makes me think better, you know, that I don't have to search. Just throw it all around and find it right away. My mind doesn't have time to lose. Right. Well, I can't find what. I found something. Right. Then we're going to go to the house of Venus. We're going to work over here, only in here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. Whoop. 3, 6, 9. 9. And then we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. And we're going to get 3, 6, 9. You notice we take a little piece more into the house. So now we have 36, 4 separate houses. And the trains are getting ready to roll. And the location of the trains, remember go. Or is that a jack? Or is that an E? Or is that an O? So we're going to do that over here. And we're going to end up with 4, 9. Let me see that 4, 9. Okay, I'm just going to hold on a second. Then we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I don't want to include that yet. I'm trying to figure out, there was something I wanted to, but yes, the trains. So we have Reading Railroad. Is it Reading? I don't even know where to put it. The train. It's going to be at 6, 16, 26, and 36. 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9 will be Pennsylvania. Do I have Pennsylvania written down there? I got Reading Railroad. So each one of these names, right, and the amount of money you have to pay for the train, and let's see how much it is for a Monopoly train. How much is it for a Monopoly train?
Here's information from cs.drexel.edu.
So here we have an old game right over here. Nope, we don't. Here we have an old game here. Let me see. See, I'm only going back to my time. So let me see if I got it on this screen over here. Yeah, I got it over here, and I want to share it. Hold on, I'm going to share it with myself. I'm going to share it with myself. Okay, I shared it with myself. Now I'm going to go on the screen and show it to you over here. Take this off. So you see, the reason I designed my board this way, okay, is because the corners are square. So you see the corners are square? Although in this design, really, okay, looks more rectangular. It looks to be 2 by 3, this. If this is 2 by 3, this has to be 9. So I'm going to the smallest scale. When you see this arrow, right, this is what's called a flèche, right? A flèche in French. When you say flèche, it becomes this flèche over here. When you see a flèche, right, when you see a flèche, you also see something like this. See my little cursor, my little arrow? See my arrow? That's my flèche. I also like to look at this as I broke the fork of Neptune. When they call this flèche, they call this arrow, the arrow went through my heart onto Earth. Earth represents a quarter. You have to remember that. There was something to do about that. I liked something I found today. When you talk about this, you talk about a flèche, you talk about an arrow, we talk about darts. There's something missing in this. I don't remember what it was. We talk about the pointer. Yes, we talk about the mouse because it's the mouse moving my flèche. It's the mouse moving my arrow. The mouse can also be looked at as a rat, and the first zodiac sign is the rat. It's not the mouse. There's a lot of mice in the pig house. So when we go around here, we've got Reading Railroad, R&R. This is R&R. Reading, oh no, this is R&R, Reading Railroad. This is PR, right? Pennsylvania Railroad. But railroad is PRR, and railroad has another R, so there's 3 RRRs, right? Railroad is 36. And here's B&O Railway. I always look this as Baroque, okay? So here is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Here's 26, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here's 36, okay? Now, this is not a railway. This is something different. This says railroad on it. This says railroad on it. This says railroad on it. This one just says short line. Coming and going. So it's not participating with the system. It's its own service line. That's the way I'm going to look at this. You have Park Place and Boardwalk, and the last property to achieve on this board is right over here. And when you start life, you don't start on 0, but it's 0 that starts on life. Do you want me to show you what the 0 is? The 0 is this. Here's your 0. It's to die for. It's 2 dice cubes. These are your avatars. This is what you make your move with, right over here. When you leave life, right, you only have 1 left. You start life like this. It's the soul. It's in the house of bait. You run your life in the house of bait by the 1 cube over here. The aleph bait, the father. You notice the way the butterfly wings pass on every single corner? The butterfly wings pass on every single corner. I connect every corner, otherwise I connect in each property. You roll the dice. The first possible area to achieve is here. You get doubles, you go again. So from here, 1 and 1 is 2, you roll again, you get the minimum. 1 and 1 is 2, you roll again, you get the minimum, you go to jail. Well, look what that. You were in Oriental Avenue. 15 and 1. I'm just looking at the first letter. So when you dice 2, 2, and 2 coming into the world, because that's the Saturn square mirror world number, I'll explain that after. You end up in Oriental, you go right to jail. So if you end up in Oriental, you tell me where Oriental is. But if you don't want to go into jail and you do the minimum, right, before jail, you end up here. So you now end up on chance. So now we have to go into our chance card and understand chance, our community chest. The average of these 2 dice, are going to end up on 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. So you start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. So you're going to use that terminology to understand that. Right. I also like to know where number 29 is. Right. The 29 area is actually over here. This is the waterworks. 29, 30, 31. When you dice, right, if I'm looking at the 7th area, again, I'm back to Oriental. When I said dice 2, here's 1, here's 2. So where do you actually go when you dice these and you get 2? If you dice from off the board and you haven't started yet, count this as 1. So you're off the board, you haven't come on the board. To go on the board, this will be your first one, this will be the second one. Life starts in the Mediterranean. Ran. Right there, ran. Read the word how it's split up. It says me, the, ter, Middle Earth. And then I have to see the rest of this. Baltic Avenue on what? Look, they split it up. They didn't have to. They didn't have to choose this name, but they did. Park Place, split it up. Where else did they split everything up? So you have to understand that when you go to jail is the 31st area. But it's 30 from go. It's the 31st area from before you get to go. Note that boardwalk, right, is number 40. Boardwalk is 40. Because go is 1 and go is 41. Home, king. Go is 81. Venus. Go is 101. So when you get to your trains, your first train reading will be 6. Then it will be 46. Then it will be 86. So your split divided route would be reading. Then you'll go to Pennsylvania, where it'll be 16, 56, 96, rotation in the sun, Pennsylvania. Then you'll go to B&O, which is at 26. Then it goes to 66. You're divided at the 7th gate. And then 106. When you go to short line, it becomes 76. The connection between 76, Uranus over to Saturn, okay, and the spirit of 7613 equals to 4. Your 10 birth, and this equals to 4, your communication starts to happen. What is happening on short line? That is a question. And in the game, you have the shoe, which is the soul. You have the dog and the shoe. The shoe and the dog go together as a soul, and then you have a little boat. So let me see where I'm going to speak, what I'm going to speak about next. I'm going to the kitchen for about a minute. I've been here already an hour and 40. We spoke about this monopoly. If you want, I'll finish off all the numbers with the monopoly, and I'll go back to what happens again when we have the 29th day in the month and what day it is in the year on day number 29, like March 29th and April and May and June and July. They're all telling different stories with the 29. It'll be January 29th, and then February would be 229, which would be life, birth. And then March would be 329, and that would be creation in the house, born into the house of Beta. All the 29s are going to represent the connection between the sun. I relate them all to that because one of the final calculations to get to 29, right, in which is going to tell you like this: 2 times 9 is 18. 2 plus 9 is 11. So we're going to be working with these two. We end up with 29, right? But to get to that number, you need 5 times 4 or 5 plus 4. Create your second to last 29. And your last 29 that you create is when you multiply the number by itself. 9 times 2, 18, house of Bait. And 2 plus 9, 11. Born into the house of Bait, the divided house of Bait. I have to think of this again. Just give me a second. I don't know. Let me see something. So what happens is this. You get this goes over here. This goes over here. This is going to create. These two, okay, is the house of Bait. This is the house in the sun. One crosses this way, one goes this way. I don't know how to make tails of it yet, right? I definitely know when you have 11, I know I came from the first house, right? 9 is the total of the first house. You bring it into the house of Bait, you create 11. You multiply it, you add it, you bring 1 between 2. When you scale up all the way to the top, this will be 8, this will be 9. 4 times 2 equals to 8. When you speak in French, right, 80 is expressed as 80, which means 420s. So when I see 8, I'll look at it as 80. Also, to get 8, you need 5 and 3, you need 6 and 2, you need 7 and 1. But 7 and 1 is not on the cube. 7 and 1 is not on the cube. 7 and 1 is not on the cube. Created by 5 times 2, 10, 5 plus 2, 7. If we minus it, it equals to this on the minus side. On the plus side, it equals to this. Your base creation is this 3. How can I explain this? Why would I say that? Yes, in French, right? This is the mirror. This becomes the mirror world in French. A, B, C, D, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. When we say 17, 18, or 19, you will refer to it as 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. So taking the mirror into the 7th gate. And I don't know if it's saying plus or minus because I'm English. I do the English and French. I scratch my head and I go, I'm not really sure which one it is. I'll mark both. I did something today. Just give me a minute. I want to write down a few things. Everybody just go to the bathroom or something because I want to write down what I did today. I'll get back to the number 29. Let me just see one of the numbers I did today to go to Yox. We're going to get in. I'm going to mention, I was asked about the big red sun. I'm going to show that in a minute. I just want to, somebody mentioned today a place that was built in 1882, and 1 and 2 come together. For me, they immediately associate in perfection, because 1 and 2 must come together, creates a solid number. My question is do I add up I'm going to show you what it is, right? This here, because the 2 and the 1 are in here. Can I just say 3, 8? 1 and 2 and don't change this? Or should I go 37? Or should I be doing this and going 316? Or how about 37, the 613 laws of Moses? 31 is the cube. 6 is the day that we came to the planet, on the 6th day. So let me look up this. I want to look up chip stand, but we all stand on 17. 5 times 2 equals to 10. 5 plus 2 equals to 7. We're also going to look at it as 1 times 8 equals to 8. 1 plus 8 equals to 9. 7 plus 10 equals to 17. Minus the 10, it equals to 0.3. 9 plus 8 equals to 17. Minus 8 equals to 0.1. These two, something a little bit different from each other. This is the alpha over here, and I'm going to call this gamma, or you want to call that creation. This is an earth number. This is the heaven spirit. They fit together. This is 7, and this is 9. They fit together, these two. You have Mars, number 51. The reverse of Mars is 57. Now, I said that for a reason. They cap each other. How can I explain this a little bit better? Mars is a 4-letter word. 4 by 27 equals 108. Minus 51 equals 57. So they cap each other. Also in this equation, 7, right, and 10 over here. You have 8 and 9 in between. The H and the I. I don't remember what I was thinking earlier, but if you're sleeping, you'll be lying down this way on the bed. But if you're standing, right, you'll be like that. If you were standing, you would be like that. If you were that bed, right, in the sun, house of bait, in the sun, 254. This is Earth's quarters in the mirror, in the sun. 42 dividing the gate. And where are you? You're in the electronic world. You're in the electronic world. Now, I shouldn't be saying it that way. 25 represents Jack, means it's a plug-in. The 4, A, B, C, D, creates the mirror, creates the other side. 25 also tells me about quarters. Quarter is also a representation of 15. Quarters of time. 15 will remind me about Mars, which is numeric value 51. And in between that is the vibration we live. We live in the Mars quarters. So I wrote down chip stand. So this is, right? That's where I got my CHIP. This has something to do with the cube. Our IP in the cube. 4 letters. Talking about Mars. 5, 3 in 1 letter. Talking about Earth. 16, 25, 33, 36. Stand, first and second. Gold and silver. 85 and 38. I'm going to look at that. These both, the final result of this math in here, 2, 5, and 8, and 3, right, will always recreate in themselves when they're combinated to 8. I'll show you in a minute. 39 and 18 is 57 and 1. Connecting to the moon is something that's divided. That A divides it, your DNA, first and second. So what does this mean? 40 and 13 equals to 53. 24 and 11 equals to 35. 3 and 5, 8. 5 and 3, 8. They come out to the same thing. But in this one over here, I'm just trying to think what's going on between these two. I know MK shows up. Let me see what else I just want to write down. Oh, yes. You know what? It's funny that in French, you say jour, right? Jour. But here it's a solid. It's day. Just so easy to say day. Maybe easy for me. Here you have your B in your DNA, and they call it the band. So you have 19 plus 2. When your soul comes together, it bands together. DNA is over here. I'm just trying to, when you have the word sir, these two show for Mars, and I'll always look at this R as the 18th letter, right? The one spirit born into the heavens, or the soul born into the heavens. I always refer to this as us. As well, the design looks like a 1 and 2. So also it's Venus. So this is, the R is 3 times 6 equals to 18, or 2 times 9 equals to 18. Remember that number 92? 6 and 9 go in rotation of each other through 3 and 3. 2 and 3 is a 2-3 code, the BC code. You have the 2-3, these two come together, equals to 5, equals to 5. A, B, C, D, where A and B encompass to what is B and C. In the game, okay, attach 11, and this is what it looks like in the game. And the total of these numbers over here are 111. When you create this bed over here, it's numbers 8 and 9, H and I, living in between the gateway and the spirit, or the gateway and the mirror world. Just want to see, I had pool. We talked about the word pool earlier on and everything that goes along with pool. 15, 30, 42, 58. I just want to see what that is. Oh, yes. I wanted to do November. I think that's 103. This is 25, 18, 51. 22, 37, 47, 51, NOV for the abbreviation November, Mars. Matter and energy, 13 and 5, 18. The E-world birth, the divided house, to be born in the electronic world, 51, 69, 79, 89, 94. I don't think I got something right here. 18 and 7 is 25, and 18 is 43. Oh, I think I got it right. 22, 37, 47, 51. It was 94. 1 second. This is September. I don't know why I wrote that down. '94 also represents 8. It also represents green. 8 connects. This is the 11th month. This is the 11th month. So not only is it the 11th month, but on the 17th day of the 11th month, it becomes, I'm hoping that I got this right, it becomes 31 and 14 equals to the 45th day. It represents what day? It represents Valentine's. Here, it's 2 and 8. Valentine's Day, okay, becomes 0, 2, and 14, equaling to 26. 54 is the total of the two. I got something wrong here. I got a mistake. Got a mistake. Got a mistake. Got a mistake. I just got to do this. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Did I do that right? Let's do that again. 31 31, I need 14 days, right? I need 14 days. The 30th, the 29th day, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. I think I got that right? The 17th of November, and this one over here is the second month of the 14th day, which is going to be the 45th day. And this total over here is going to be 16. 12 is going to be the difference between the two, but it's going to show you this, number 17. The 12 is going to be the difference. The 12 and the 4 is going to equal to 16. It's going to equal to purple. In the game of pool, it equals to purple, and it shows me there's a gateway between 2 and 4, and between 3 and 4, that is where the gateway is. 2 and 1 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. So it's going to be both the equations of 2, 4 and the equations of 3, 4 within this over here. This is the reverse of Valentine's. This is that base story. I'm just got to take a look at it. We have our creation over here. Just trying to see what it is. Oh my God, it shows area space. The total is 44. So now my next question is, from November all the way to the 14th, you have a total of 90 days. You have 90 days and not 91 days. 90 is in the 9th house. 91 is when the spirit comes in. The spirit has not arrived yet. The first connection and the 92nd day is your full connection. And it stops over here in 90 days. Let me see what else has been written down. If you missed a chance, you end up in the hole. Yes. So did we do the word lamb? In the word lamb, you have the male am right over here. I always look at MB as memory. This is 13, 26, 28, the same numeric value as man, 28, 13, 14, 26, 28. And there's also am inside this. There's also ram inside what is the farm. You're 1 and 6, 7. You're born at the gateway. 6, 7, 25, 35, 39. Angel equals to 39. Let me see what else I wrote here. Yeah, this is from yesterday. We also, yes, I also talked about the bee, the hive, dividing the night and day. Leave no one behind, right? Dividing the night and day. The hornet's nest starts with an H, ends in 10. I'm just trying to see what I wrote out. Oh, yes. Number 2 looks like number 5. Number 6 looks like number 9. The 2 is the reverse of the 5 and equals to a total of 7. The 9 and 6 equals to a total of 15, the quarter house of Mars, and the total value is 6. So in the spirit of 76, right, we have Earth, and then we would take Mars, showing us that rotation. We put this together and this together, they're both the same. 5 and 2 over each other equals 8, and 6 and 9 over each other equals 8. 8 times 8, 64. 8 plus 8, 16 and 64 equals to 8. 8 E8 goes back into 8. Although 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 6 and 4 is 10, 1 and 6 is 7. The spirit is at the gate. The 7 and the 9, I don't know if anybody's ever asked anything, but they're very special. PQ, RS, WXYZ. When you add up this row over here, it equals to 70. When you add up this row over here, 23 and this 40, 98. 7 and 9. When you have 17, you're using the 7. When you have 19, you're using the 9. I'm saying it differently because when you have 14 in French, although you're saying 14, 14 and 16, okay, are the lowercase numbers in the English language where you say 4. You say 11, but you don't say 1. You say 12 and you don't say 2. You say 13, you don't say 3. You say 15, you don't say 5. But 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, okay, you say as whole numbers. So there's going to be more of these out of 99 numbers. You will say the 11 less, right? You'll say the 11, the 12, and 13 and 15, unlike the other numbers. But in French, it's completely different because in French, when you get to any of these numbers, right, you're going to say like the 14 as is and the 16 as is. But these three, you say 10 with the 8. Here you're saying 10 with the 7 and 10 with the 9. So 3 by 17 is 51. And 3 by 19 is 57. And how I see our birth coming into the gateway through Mars, this is the value of Mars. At the same time, the value in the number 19, okay, is what brings two worlds together. 57 is the birth and the moon over here. This is your gematria scale, 1 through 7 through 1. 1 through 7 through 1. If I say count 1 through 18, I'm going to get 171. 1 through 18. That's my lower case of numbers. And then there's 19 through 36. When I go to the mirror, this becomes 68. I now know I've divided the heavens from my day of birth or my birthday before the day of rest. When I do this one over here, I get 76 in this one over here. So this one is talking about the moon bringing two systems together. It's bringing in the Uranus and Saturn to what was the Neptune and Saturn over here. This is where the queen and the jack, here is the king and the jack. The jack is what's going to connect the 7 and the 8 because the jack plays a role inside 8, inside 7. The difference is the single moon here and the double moon here. The double moon of Mars and the single moon of Earth, Luna. Okay, and this one over here is going to be Phobos and Deimos. And this is where Mars comes in at that gate. The Earth and Mars come together with Uranus and with Saturn. And when you do that, you're going to connect this like this. We need to connect our tens. The reason for that is controller. This is the controller right over here. This is your controller. A thing I talked about yesterday, tell me to go back if I didn't finish something, right? The controller, just give me a second. I don't know why I got onto something else. Yes, okay. Father, brother, mother, okay. So anybody know any trans today for the transistor? TransUnion? Perhaps inverting, right, on the triangles? I was just trying to look at what was going on here. So what happens is ones and nines, the last number is 1. So, did I make a mistake here somewhere? Hold on a second. 8164. Oh, yeah, there's the mistake right there. So the last number is 6, last number 6, last number 9, last number 9, last number 4, last number 1. Forget about these for now, right? And if you notice, there is no 2 anywhere. Yeah, what I wanted to talk about this is F and A equals to 7. M and O equals to 28. B, R, and O equals to a total of 35. Right? So this is what's going to happen. 1 times 7 equals to 7. 4 times 7 equals to 28. And then 5 times 7 equals to 35. When I use these numbers over here, it's talking about the sun. How did the sun come in and connect over here? This would also talk about time, and this one would talk about the moon or the electric moon. I like to look at this as somehow connecting to the mirror, connecting both sides together, right? I'm not really sure why it says 7. There is no 7 on here, but it connects everything together. 7 and 6, 13, 9 and 4, 13, 8 and 5, 13, to where it's going to connect 1 and 6, 7, 4 and 3, 7, 5, 2, 7. So it locks the 13 and the 7, just like in the Mayan calendar. 13 and 7 equals to 20. 13 and 7, 7 times 13 equals to 91, the numeric value for the spirit. The 13 cards in the deck of cards, the 13 moons by 28 days for the 364 days in the year. So we can use this as the mirror, because when you get the J in here, your Q17 inside of this, the reverse is J. But when you say again, you're 17, because when you use these numbers, you take them at face value and you put the 2 together. The same thing over here. Angels, beast, Jesus will show up over here. You have 2 houses over here, either 14 and 14, divided houses, or 41 and 41. And to note that 82 and 28 equals to 110, or 55 and 55 equals to 110. Or to a single digit, just equals to 11 is your base creation, creating all the 10s inside the house of bait, 2. Remember, you're working on 1, 4, and 7. 5 and 7 come together, create the male and the female. In this one over here, right? This I'm not sure how I can explain this. There has to be more to talk about all of this, but we know that 5 can be made up of many things. I mean, 7 plus 7 equals to 14. 1 plus 4 equals to 5. We can say 8 and 6 equals to 14 equals to 5. We can say 9 and 5 equals to 14 equals to 5. We can say 1 and 4 equals to 5. We can say 2 and 3 equals to 5. If we want to go mathematically, we can have 2 and 3 equals to 5. This will create our star system through this number over here, 12 or 21, whichever way you like to go with it. There's no more over here. This will create 42, and that will divide a gate. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 divides this gate right over here. The outside of this, we're enclosed between 5 and 9. That number should show up, number 7. That's the moon. This one is the sun. So should I divide the sun and do it like this and put another 7 over here? Right? Remember, we're only getting the skeleton of everything. And then if I did that, I would look like this. There's 2 ways to look at this. I'm only giving you the base formation. So this is 5, 7, and 5. Over here is where the 9 goes. And then you connect the 6 over here. But the 8 is located over here. when you throw the 8 in there in this one, it connects to this. But this is a base because I have to create this way bigger. I have to create this so we can all look at it together and ask ourselves questions, possibly like this. But this one I made individual, right? You see the two people sitting, they're both with their heads lean here. The one person will be here living the lives of these two. That's one way to look at it. Here it is, right over here is one of the setups. And then one of the other setups is, one second, let me look for it. It's not here. Where did it go? Sorry, it's taking so long to find it. Oh, here it is. So these would be all the homes. Every single one would be the nests. See the red area over here? So I don't know how it would work. I really don't know if we go through this machine, this system. Let me see if I can get this one in it. Is it the same? Whoop. And so I don't know how it would work, but this is the same thing as I just drew on the paper. Then the other one, right, is upside down. And if you look at it, it can look Y and Y coming together like two bulls coming together, right? Over here, see the way it splits up? I'm not sure if you see the arrow on the screen, but there's a Y and it goes all the way up. And I didn't draw this perfectly. I was drawing it up all the way till I got the 15, like the 15 ball in pool. Unsure, right? Unsure if I should go up to 15 and let the other side cross over, right? But since there's a 15 ball, should I leave a center and stop here and stop here? I'm not sure if I'm explaining that properly. Here's number 15. No, let's not do that. So no, I'm going to write it down. Much easier to write this down. So what happens is we're going up. I'm going to do it this way. Let's say this is 7 and this is 9 and this is 11. Instead of counting down, I'm just going straight up. And this is 13 and this is 15, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto this side, right? Let me just do this and this and this and this and this. 7, 5, 3, and 1. You notice where 1 falls? 7, 5, 3, 1, 7, 9, 11, 13. It falls right under 13. So now my next one, my question was, do I separate it over here and put this here, or do I put it here? And then we go up. Right? 1, 3, 5, 7. And then we go down. 5, 3, 1. And now we go up. 9, 11, 13. And then we get 15. So this 15 here belongs to this. Then we go up the other way. This 15 over here belongs to this side over here. This 1 and 1, okay, we count all the way here, 1 through 15, 1 and 6, and here's the 7th gate on the thin line over here. That's the way this image, we'd have a single area here, 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 and here open. All the rest of it is closed. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to do. So the 15 ball is telling me, right? The 15 ball is telling me it's in the other's house. How come this one is not and that one is? Why didn't I do this down over here? Why did I go all the way up? Because I had 15. I had 9, 11, 13, 15. When I got to the 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, I took off from the 7 and I continued, and that's what created this. So the 15 balls on each side lock, 15 and 13, 15 and 13, and the letter shows me this, 28. Is it possible it's for mother? So we marked up about this. This is the heart of the cube. This is lesser than the heart. Represents Jesus and the beast. This one is going to connect. I need to do it all by 3. 21, 84, 105. It creates the hand of God into Pluto, showing me more the mother of the beast and Jesus. Into the cycle of our moon, our father becomes this, the 21. But in order to understand the 21, we have 3 and 18 to come together in this. The reason for that is there's only 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. All the other ones are on the outside. 3 and 18. 3 times 6 equals to your 18. This is going to be the hand of God, and it's going to show up in brother. This is going to cube, stands up in father, blackjack. What's added on? So we're going to look at the pole in this one. This one over here is 28. It might mean 2 rings, possibly the mother marrying the father equaling to the brother, because the numeric values go. Oh, did I do that right? So this one goes on to this one. This is 1/2. This and this can also be looked at the same thing. You multiply this by 4, you get this. So another way to look at this is this and this. This is 4 times this, but it can never be that, because this one is going to turn into this, and that one, okay, is going to turn into this. This is going to be 4 and 12, and this one over here is going to be 1 and 8. But their growth will always be the same, meaning it's going to be 4, 12, 20, 28. This one, okay, the growth, okay, is going to be 1, 8, 16, and 24. These are the primaries inside, right? We're only going to start from here and use these. By the way, rabbit is right over here. Earth is right over here. Monkey is right over here. 6 times 2, 6 plus 2. 12 and 8 is going to create monkey, and also going to represent this cube. Ape as well. We're going to end the video, just tell you this little thing right now. I'm a little hungry. Wow, it's almost 11 o'clock. Wow. Yeah, so where was I going with this next? Well, I don't remember. Yeah, I was talking about the 2 and the 5, the 6 and the 9, and how we can create more numbers. Because not only do we have 2 and 5 that reverse to each other, okay, not only do we have 2 and 5 that reverse to each other, but the word 2 equals to 58. The word 5 equals to 42. The word 9 equals to 42. The word 6 equals to 52. Earth, 6, both 52, both the creation of a gateway. The 9 as well. It shows you the numbers of the separated gate. 3 parts and 4 parts. 6 and 8. 6 and 8 going to represent the queen. It's going to represent Jack because of the number of eyes they have. Also, 8 and 6 will be 6 and 4 equaling to 10. 8 and 2 equaling to 10. So it took the 2 of them together to create each other one's numbers. 2 times and 2 plus to equal each one's number. This is also going to represent electric. The reason for that is 6 is 3/4 of 8. The mathematics in between it tells me electric. Now, is it real? Is it not real? You know what? I'm just telling you the story it tells me, and that's real. So from this, right, from this, okay, what we're also going to do is if we have 1, 2, 2 2s, 3 2s, if we have 1 5, 2 5, 3 5s, etc., because we have to go up on all the levels. So since here I'm just working with 6 and 8, we're going to get 6 and 1 equals to 7. We're also going to get 6 and 7 equals to 13, right? Wow, the sound is not good. Can anybody tell me if my sound is okay? I'm going to turn on my video and see myself. Wow. Scary to hear that. Scary to hear that. Okay, so I hear it. So it seems like, okay, so I hear it. Okay, no, it sounds bad. I hear it's bad. Okay, I'm going to end the video. I'm going to do one little piece, and then I'm going to end the video. So when we get this, right, this is a 4, this is a 7, this is a 1. Then we get 8 and 5 equals to 13, and then 8 and 8 equaling to 16. I need to create 1, 4, and 7. So anyways, we're going to end the video now. I feel like I've been a little bit all over the place tonight, not very happy. Just to note off that the reverse of 2 is 5 in looks. The reverse of 9 is 6 in looks. Then there's all the math between the numbers. And then there's the relationship. So I'm not happy that it's not good. We're going to end the video. Unless somebody can tell me it's good, I'll go on for another 5 more minutes. If there's any questions, I'll leave it for question period. Right now, I'm going to come back another day, possibly somewhere near tomorrow night at the 10 o'clock. If anybody wants to help support the channel, that would be utterly fantastic. But right now, I lost my screen. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Paste this over here. Yeah, I'm not very happy with the show tonight. I'm really not. I feel like I've been all over the place. There's just so many little pieces and parts that I spoke about, and I don't know. I didn't talk about the chip stand, right? You stand on 17. Anyways, no more joking around. Let's see what else is here. Okay, let's just end it, and thank you very much for showing up. And if you see any corrections or I said something that's wrong, I know 3 hours is way too long. It's 2:22. Been seeing that for the last little while. Peace and love. Oh, God. I'm out.